Brand new footage just came out for the Crown Tundra DLC that shows off the new Raid Den feature. It's not what I expected.
Butterfree,
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka A-Drive, bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we are breaking down the new footage from a Japanese show called Pokenchi, featuring the new Raid Den feature in the Crown Tundra. I'm gonna break it down and give you guys all the details right here. We're gonna take a look at some of the footage, the screenshots, and beyond, and give my thoughts, my honest thoughts of what this Raid Den feature looks like. And as I alluded to, it's a little bit different than I initially anticipated. I think it's quite a bit of a curveball. You guys will probably dig it, but I'm curious as to your thoughts. So far, the overwhelming response has been relatively positive. If you guys enjoy these types of Crown Tundra videos, be sure to hit that like button down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. YouTube tells me about 50% of you guys are actually not subscribed, so let's change that. And if you guys have not picked up one yet, we've got our Team Shiny plushies available right now. If you want to rep these beautiful shiny charms, they do guarantee increase your shiny luck, even though that statement is most certainly not verified. But if you grab both, you do get free shipping, and you can check that out at teamshiny.com, where all of my merch is, of course. Without further ado, let's take a look at these brand new raids. We'll break down the Pokenchi trailer and see exactly what's going down. All right, so rather than play the entire trailer, I'm just gonna kind of go through a couple of screenshots of it, kind of give my take on it, give you guys a couple bullet points as to what's going on with this new raid feature. For those that don't know, the whole point of the Crown Tundra is that we can explore the raids. We're gonna be able to go into the actual raids, and we knew that we weren't gonna be able to bring our own Pokemon, but rather we'd be utilizing rental Pokemon that you obtain through the raids, and as you go through the stages, you would ultimately get to the legendary Pokemon. There's a few key facts here that I wanna mention about this that have recently surfaced. One of which is that you're gonna face 3 sets of Pokemon as you go. And again, you acquire these Pokemon, so like Tentacruel, and then, I don't know, Slowking or whatever. And then ultimately, after 3 stages, you'll ultimately get to the legendary Pokemon at the end. This is a huge point here, and this is probably one of the biggest points of contention, is that this legendary Pokemon is a 100% capture rate. Yes, 100% capture rate. So when you get to this legendary Pokemon, let's say it's a Mewtwo, which is what we're gonna look at here in the footage, you will have a 100% chance to catch the Mewtwo. And then after that, you actually will never be able to catch Mewtwo again in your game. It is a one-time legendary Pokemon. Now that obviously brings the question of, will we be able to shiny hunt these legendaries? And really, we don't know. We don't know. There is some footage that, again, we'll get to that shows Rayquaza, but I don't think that's shiny. I did, kind of reach out, show some screenshots of what it looks like, but it does seem to be a regular Rayquaza, not a shiny Rayquaza. So that's very, very interesting. So again, 100% capture rate. You can only catch the legendaries one time. Now, initially, my first kind of hot take on that was like, what? But then I was like, you know what? That's how it was in the Ultra Wormholes. If you think back to Ultra Sun and Moon, when you traveled through the Ultra Wormholes, you really only could catch each legendary one time, with the Ultra Beast being an exception, because in the lore, there's more of them. So when you get that Mewtwo, you're gonna only have one chance to catch it. It's 100% capture rate, which means you can get it in whatever Pokeball you want, which is kind of cool. But then again, will we be able to shiny hunt these legendaries? My gut says yes. Perhaps we can save in front of the raid or save in front of the capture sequence. Maybe they make it so if you choose not to capture it right away, you can back out of the battle, save, and then encounter it again and re-roll it. Maybe not though. I really don't know. It's gonna be pretty crazy. Another very interesting point is that you can, the damage that you receive in the battles and the HP, PP, the moves you utilize, things like that, that carries over from battle to battle. So like if you do your first raid out of your series of 3 before the legendary, if you take damage, that's gonna carry over to the next battle. So it's gonna be important that you have some sort of strategy, it seems, to be able to get through this feature. And I'm hoping that there's some level of difficulty and some strategy here, because I think that would make it a lot more fun. So again, your HP, your PP does carry over. There are, however, characters on the path that'll allow you to heal up and give you berries. So there's gonna be a couple different characters that'll heal you up and give you berries, and so on and so forth. So again, that's pretty much it. Where you start, you get to choose which way you're gonna go, obviously through the paths, things like that. So let's take a look at some of the footage. So here in Pokenchi, we've got a character on the beach looking at some Spheals. We got some other kind of screenshots here of Frostmoth. Some of this stuff we've already kind of seen. The Dragonite screenshots, the Articuno, so some really cool stuff, right? The Spheals rolling around after the character, very nice stuff. And then this person is gonna jump into these raids, and you can see that they have a choice of 3 Pokemon to choose from. Kling Klang, Ditto, and Absol, and then they kind of go into the raid with their friends, and then they have to decide which path am I going to go down. You can see how the paths split. There's the path with the Tentacruel, and then the path on the other side, which is a water type. Looks like a Jellicent, it seems. And you're going to choose which path you're going to go down. So this person chooses to take the Tentacruel path, and then they're immediately thrown into a max raid battle with Tentacruel, at which point they battle the Tentacruel with their allies. This person had Ditto, so it became a Tentacruel. They beat it, etc. And then you ultimately are able to catch the Tentacruel. And it seems as though you add the Tentacruel to your team, and then you go to the next raid, right? Then you have Tentacruel now. You can swap your Ditto out for Tentacruel, as this person is going to do. And then you can ultimately move forward in the raid exploration with Tentacruel now, as opposed to Ditto. However, any damage you would have taken from the previous round would also carry over. Now, it kind of just cuts out a lot of the dens, and ultimately shows them taking on this Mewtwo now. And the person sends out Barraskewda, which they presumably were able to acquire throughout the different raid dens. And now you're facing off against Mewtwo. And then there's some really cool footage here. And this is the trailer that, you know, kind of the main trailer that was revealed. Landorus, Kyurem, Lati, Moltres shooting out a flamethrower. And then there's the Rayquaza, which we could see on Twitter. The Rayquaza most certainly looks like it's shiny. Like, I was staring at my phone last night in bed. I'm like, is this thing shiny? Like, is it shiny? And it looks shiny in Twitter because of the resolution and stuff. But we can very clearly see it's a green Rayquaza, so we don't have to worry about that. And this person's able to catch the Mewtwo with 100% success rate. I actually find it so funny that in the trailer, the lady is like legitimately like holding her hands, hoping that she's gonna catch the Mewtwo, despite the fact that it is 100% capture rate, which is actually hilarious in my opinion. But they're gonna go through the whole raid. They get to the Mewtwo, they beat the Mewtwo down, no problemo. Seems pretty easy, despite the fact that their team was pretty underwhelming, I would say. I mean, there was an Absol, so I think that helped. She's like praying that she's gonna catch the Mewtwo on 100% capture rate, which is actually hilarious. And they reveal that you can catch it whatever Pokeball you want, and then that is what's gonna go down. So this is what the new raid exploration system seems to be. I think there's still a lot of question marks of will we be able to shiny hunt this Pokemon or not. My gut says yes, but ultimately we won't really know until we have an opportunity to potentially save in front of it, and even then, are we gonna be able to re-roll these legendary Pokemon? So it's a little bit hit and miss. So to recap, what's going down with this new legendary raid den? Because this is a big deal. This is one of the kind of cornerstone features of the Crown Tundra. You're gonna face off against 3 Pokemon as you go through these dens, and you get to choose your path you're gonna go down. Once you get through those 3, those are the Pokemon that you're gonna utilize. Any damage you take or any PP that you utilize is going to be consumed. However, there will be trainers and berries that are gonna be along the pathways in these dens that are going to be utilized to heal yourself up. Once you get to the end, after 3 stages, you will get to the 4th stage, which is going to be the legendary Pokemon. You will defeat said legendary Pokemon. We don't know if you can shiny hunt it, but it is a 100% capture chance. And after you catch it, you can never catch that legendary again in Pokemon Sword and Shield. That is what's going down for the Raid Den exploration update. I'm very curious to see your thoughts. I think this is more robust than I initially anticipated. However, I'm very disappointed about the potential lack of shiny hunting here. I think that's kind of meh. And the 100% capture rate kind of seems weird to me, but I also get it because it's much, I mean, there's so many legendaries. How much time can you expect people to spend on this? It's like the wormholes, right? You know, it takes a while to find the right legendary, and as you catch one, you remove it from the pool, and then you have the next time, let's say you want Lugia. Once you catch Mewtwo, that's one less you're gonna find. The next time you have a higher chance of finding Lugia, just from a percentage perspective, right? So as long as we can shiny hunt, I got no problems with this. If we can't shiny hunt those legendaries, it's gonna be really dumb. My gut says they're gonna find a way to let us shiny hunt it. Whether you could choose to not catch it, save, and then battle it again and catch it by yourself. I don't know. There's got to be something, and if they don't think of something, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I hope you guys enjoyed this update for the most recent Pokemon Sword and Shield news. I expect some other stuff to come out to the channel this week and just on the internet this week as we get really, really close to the Crown Tundra. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Get those notifications turned on. Like I said, about 50% of you guys are not actually subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to head to TeamShiny.com to pick up your Team Shiny plushie. Available now for a limited time. Grab it before they're gone. We've already sold like 300 of these things. They're incredible. Seriously, probably one of the best pieces of merch I've ever had. Thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know your thoughts on this whole den thing in the comment section below. My name is Dan. I also go by A-Drive, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this Crown Tundra video, you should definitely check out this one right here. Otherwise, check out this one, or they're gonna shiny lock every single Pokemon in every single game, and they'll never be shinies ever again.